Okay, so the settings for my Black Ops 4 with the sim Apex. Now I am using the beta. I'll leave the link and description on my YouTube. So let's jump into this. So I have 1000 Hz on my Black Ops sim. Now you could go ahead and switch that whenever you want to. I believe, no, let's see, right here. Now it depends on your mouse. I always have it as the highest as possible. Now let's go ahead and click this. Now as you can see, it says Black Ops 4 MX9. I do have different profiles for every gun. Not all the guns are always the same because of, they're a little bit more heavier. Their hip moves differently, so I tend to use different profiles. Now, I do recommend to put, let's say, the keypad, whatever keypad you want to use to switch around from different profiles. So let's go ahead and go for the hip. I have a 5. Ballistic curve, default. Synchronized comment, smoothing will be 2 because I do get a little bit of lag sometimes. X and Y, default. Steady aim and boost, that's where the beta jumps in. If yours doesn't have this, that means that you don't have the beta. So like I said, I'll leave the description and link on how to get the beta. Now steady aim will be a 1.8. Boost will be 100. I do not recommend going more than 10 with steady aim because your hip will be crazy, will be left, right, up, down, like so insane. And boost will be 100. Now if you want to increase the boost, I recommend going by 100s. So if you want to increase that 100, 200, 300, 400, and etc. Okay, so now my button layout never changes. So if you end up looking at my other videos for different type of guns, it's always the same button layout. Now, like I said, I am using the G502, so it has a lot of buttons. So, fire and aim downside, I left it as default. Melee sprint, use equipment, and heal, they're all in my mouse. The jumping will be default, which would be space. The crouch will be Q on my keyboard. The reloading will be on my mouse. The change weapons will be E on my keyboard. Now, what I did switch around here was the scroll up and down to my wheel on my mouse, so I could get to those score streaks pretty quick. So if I want to use the UAV instead of my Thrasher, then I'll just scroll down like really quick, press E, and then I get the UAV, or just go around the inventory basically. Inventory right and left, that's basically for blackout. Never used for multiplayer. Gain mania score, guide and share will be basically whatever you want to. I just have it as this because I already have it, memorized. Let's see. Now for analog, left it as default. There's nothing in there. Now let's go ahead and to the right. Now for this one, I did switch the delay, maybe to like by 20, I think. I'm not sure. Now the aim will be a 4.50, ballistic curve, nothing, just as hip. Synchronized will be common, smoothing will be 2, Y and X will be 1, steady aim will be 1.8, boost will be 100. Basically the same thing as the hip. I copied as the aim downside, except for the sensibility on the aim and the hip, and nothing on the first, second, third, or fourth. And yeah, like I said, it's so good to color code them and put them on your number pad or whichever button you want to put them, just so you can switch different classes. Like you see right here, I have it as the MX9. Once I press it, it switches to my cordite. And back and forth. Those are my favorite guns so far right now, and that's why I did this profiles like really quick for this type of guns that I tend to use. Now this was one of my older ones, but like I said, I'm always using this one and this one, so it's very useful to color code them. And on your sim Apex, that LED light will change, letting you know which profile you're using. So yeah, I'll post The next video I'll be posting will be for this cordite. Now a lot of the settings change, so I don't know when I'm gonna post it, but hopefully maybe today. And yeah, if you have a favorite gun that you want a certain settings, then I'll go and do that as well. Just let me know which weapon, and yeah, basically I think just tell me the weapon and the certain attachments that you use, because you know, if you tend to use stock or certain weapons, like stock will change the whole thing because it makes you move a little bit more faster, so you tend to slower down that aim and the hip, because the stock will make you move a little bit more faster. But you know, personally I never use stock.